Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between IMMvp versus a SlayerSCella here on Tal'Darim Altary. Promises to be a very interesting matchup as I need to get all of my computers taken care of. For some reason, my volume buttons are falling off of my microphone direct box and gauge. Anyways, getting into the game, we have IMMvp spawning as the red Terran player on the bottom right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, we have SlayerSCella spawning on the top right hand side of the map as the blue Zerg. Zerg versus Terran on Tal'Darim Altary, and taking a look at the version of Tal'Darim Altary, there are destructible rocks here, and there is a little bit of connected ground in between the bases, so it is easier to come in with walking units and get in a little bit of damage. We are going to see a front door being built by IMMvp. Meanwhile, we'll see what SlayerSCella tries to do, as Scella may either go for extractor pool or may try to go for a fast hatchery. Both are very, very viable options on a map like this, and we'll see what these players are going to be trying to go for. Now, IMMvp, a very, very strong Terran player. Scella, not a shabby Zerg player either, so very interested to see how these players play this matchup, and also especially if Blue Flame Hellions will be used. Now that we know that there are going to be some changes in the upcoming patches to those Blue Flame Hellions, have the Koreans already started to adapt their playstyle in order to be able to practice for those upcoming tournaments? That is going to be the key question. Or are they just going to try to continue to abuse those Blue Flame Hellions as long as they can before that patch does come into existence? So we'll see how that's all going to go down. We are not getting a refinery coming in from MVP though. So without a refinery is already down. There you go. And we are going to be getting in a marine as well. Meanwhile, we are going into the hatchery. The hatchery already in place. Spawning pool a little bit behind it. So it looks like a 14 hatch followed by a 13 pool, as we are now also going into an extractor. A supply depot also being built here as well. Marines going to be positioning themselves and trying to get into a very, very forward position. Perhaps try to get some pressure. SCV will be coming up that ramp in just a moment. Spots the hatchery and now going to be moving along its merry way. He probably knows that a spawning pool is about to come out as well. 4 Zerglings most likely will be added, as we are now going into a bunker. Bunker now being built. Drones now trying to be transferred over. Will that SCV be smart enough? And yeah, come down on this side. The drones are not going to be able to get that much damage onto it. The drones are actually not even dealing damage to the SCV. The SCV is able to actually build this bunker, as the bunker is getting constantly repaired. The drones are now trying to make their way over, as this SCV in such a nice position there. Not exactly sure how MVP did it. And oh, the Marine gets surrounded. Zerglings are now going to perhaps try to chase down this one particular unit there. There's going to be a Marine. Is the Marine going to be able to jump inside? That is the key question. The Marine looks like he will be able to sneak inside, and now going after some of those Zerglings there. A very, very effective bunker rush. The drones now trying to go after as well. More drones coming in. This SCV is repairing. It looks like a lot of damage is being had so far. The bunker down to 60 hit points already. SCV still trying to repair. It looks like more and more damage is still going to be dealt. How many kills will that Marine get? The Marine has 3 kills already, and now perhaps going to try to shut down this one Zergling. No, not going to be able to do so, as more Zerglings are now coming back in as well. It looks like that Marine will just get destroyed. Oh no, that Zergling is going to be able to live and fight another day. Nice micro coming in from Scella, as we are now transitioning into Hellions. So Hellions will be trained up. It looks like we may get 4 Hellions, or are we going to have a swap here first? No. It will be 4 Hellions, so 2 Hellions now making their way out. We are also getting into that command center as well, as a Zergling tries to activate this Elnaga watchtower, only to see 2 Hellions show up and torch it down. 6 drones now coming in. We're perhaps going to be getting in a spine crawler or an evolution chamber to try to block this off, as the Hellions are going to be able to do a run by. Yes, able to run by here, and now in comes the Queen to try to get some damage. These Hellions do not have blue flame tech though, so just trying to torch these drones the old-fashioned way without blue flame tech. 1 drone does get taken down. It looks like more drones will get taken down there, as the Hellions are trying to split up a little bit longer. Zerglings trying to follow the Hellions, and it looks like the Hellions are going to be able to get even more drone kills. Those drones dangerously low on hit points, and even without blue flame tech dealing a lot of damage, this one Hellion trying to fight back off against a larger number of Zerglings. Those Zerglings will come out ahead, but we are getting some worker kills already. 7 compared to just 1 so far. Taking a look at the overall worker count, 23 compared to 24. Hellions are now once again on the move. Perhaps we'll be able to torch off the rest of these Zerglings here very, very easily. Down they go. These Zerglings are going to perhaps try to run around that front door. The supply depots are down. That is going to be a bit of an issue if they're able to run inside the space. MVP is going to have a really, really bad day, and it looks like he will be able to get in, and the Zergling is going to pretty much go unaccounted for in this base already. The SCV is being forced to fight back against all of these Zerglings here. Very, very nicely done, sacrificing SCVs, getting in a little bit of more of a kill there. Now 20 SCVs compared to 28 drones. As now SCella looking to be in a very, very nice position. He's going to transition into the mid game with a much more powerful economy. Will he be able to also continue to power drone as well as the Zerglings going to try to clear up this hatchery over here? No, not going to clear up the hatchery, just making a quick run around and making sure that there are no hidden units anywhere on the map. These Hellions once again going to be putting pressure in the center portion, trying to run up that ramp. There is one spine crawler here already in position. There are queens now waiting for those, waiting for what he expects to be some siege tanks. And now the Hellions are just going to be able to run in once more, perhaps get even more damage. The spine crawler in a very, very bad position. Perhaps if those Hellions now running in the wrong direction there are a lot of queen though. So those queens now getting even more damage here. 4 Hellions going to be running inside once again. Zerglings now trying to put pressure, going to be able to shut down this siege tank. No, the siege tank does have enough support there as the Hellions once again just suiciding their way in. 4 queens getting a lot of damage. Zerglings now coming around the far side will be able to push these Hellions up against the cliff and get them taken down. 27 drones versus 27 SCVs. Worker kills 14 compared to 6. Army sizes a slight advantage for Terran, but once again SlayerSCella going to just power drone, getting 6 drones at a time. Should be able to get in that stronger economy once again. Perhaps a spine crawler being added here would be able to protect all of these drones as well as the Zerglings hiding off here. We are teching into tier 2. We do have that Roach Warren, but there are no roaches yet on the field. We are also going into the starport, building up a reactor, so it looks like it will become that standard marine tank medevac play in just a moment. As marine tank medevac, very, very strong at dealing with banelings and Zerglings, as we are seeing the baneling nest now come into position. You can see the queen now going to lay down some creep tumors as well, trying to make sure to get a very, very strong creep spread, faster movement speed on those banelings and those Zerglings, able to reach their targets much more quickly. As we have Zerglings now hiding off here. Siege tanks are in a very defensive posture. MVP is no longer training up any more SCVs, sitting at 36 right now. And it looks like he will just be macroing up, trying to get as many offensive units as he can. You can see perhaps when he wants to move out with 5 to 6 siege tanks, as he really wants a very, very deep siege line. Also trying to get a couple more medevacs in the air as well. Currently only 1 medevac being trained. He needs to get a couple more queued up before he really moves out. We are also getting into the Spire. Marines also getting that stim pack. No combat shield as of yet. And now MVP going to go for a bit of a drop here. As you can see, this front door with many, many supply depots. Perhaps an SCV, no, not going to be able to lower a supply depot, get back in, and then raise those depots back up once more. Zerglings hiding off here. It looks like this one medevac wants to try to do a drop and perhaps get a little bit of a raid going, but this is not going to work out well. There are Zerglings in position, queens all across the map. The medevac going to try to drop down here. The medevac already taking a lot of damage so far. The Marines are stimming, trying to shut down. In comes a couple transfusions, and SCella just able to handle this harassment without losing anything at all. MVP going to be forced to unload all of these Marines, heal them back up, and then perhaps try to live and fight with them another day. SCella now clearing out these destructible rocks over here. No, not going to clear them out. As you can see, a siege tank line now moving in. The creep tumors do spot this, so doing a good job here. Now scanners sweeping their way in. There is one spine crawler there. The spine crawler, however, just out of range. Now the spine crawler is going to try to come in here. The Marines and tanks are just going to simply take it down in just a matter of seconds. There it goes. Zerglings are trying to break through this front door here. Marines are now trying to fight back. The supply depot wall working absolutely brilliantly, as Marines now dropping up onto the high ground. Queens going to perhaps shut down the medevac. The damage already dealt. Zerglings and Banelings now trying to come into position. The Banelings are going to start splashing. A lot of damage being dealt. The Marines getting destroyed. Are the Marines going to find their targets? Only a couple Marines left back over here, as a Queen does get destroyed over off on this side. Army compositions are not looking good. We are getting into more Zerglings and more Mutalisks as well. 2 siege tanks following this up. And MVP attacking with this very brutal timing attack just before the Mutalisks come into play, and I believe he is going to be able to shut down this natural expansion. Oh, Zerglings once again trying to come in, just getting destroyed once more. We are getting a couple Mutalisks in the air. The Mutalisks are going to try to find that target. The Banelings going to shut this down, and now the Mutalisks are going to have a free reign onto the rest of these siege tanks, so this is going to be countered, but we are now getting a reinforcing line of Marines once again. That one siege tank down to 2 hit points, as MVP now reinforcing with another. That Mutalisk trying to find that target. There you go, able to shut it down. But MVP now once again sieging up, needs to get an air unit, so in order to blast away up onto that high ground. The Mutalisk going after those targets, but those Marines able to see up onto the high ground for flying units or extra tall units as Colossi. Taking a look at the unit combinations, 48 SCVs versus 40 drones. This is not looking good at all for Sella. Sella was doing a good job trying to hold things off for a while, but IMMvp's wall of supply depots really putting a damper on any aggression that may have tried to come in. We can now see the missile turret and a couple Marines able to deter anything happening here. Another drop coming in, and I believe MVP will be able to take this game in just a matter of moments. There are too many Marines on the low ground. The medevac is too well protected, and there is the GG. So game 1 in this series going to IMMvp for a very, very cool calculating play, knowing at the exact window when to attack right before the Mutalisk came on the scene, and able to just deal a lot of damage, and that was the tipping point. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.